Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. So today's video, we're going to be pushing through the campaign. We're on 66-60, which means we're on the very last stage of chapter 60. And I'm going to go through here and I want to do the cheese formation. And it's kind of silly to think. So when we start looking at some of these super basic formations that are winning it with super low combat rating, even thinking right here, 105 billion. I know for some players, not really too low, but overall, when you think of 105 billion and then you have ones that are a trillion, again, looking at 100x. Now, looking at this formation, I kind of laughed a little. It's kind of funny because when you think in here, you're running Shuna, you're running Skarath, and you're running the Awakened version of Entendre. Now, a lot of players were saying the Awakened version of Entendre build is super broken. You'll also notice here we have a level 1 Goalless, which is, of course, just going to die. Also running the Ice Crown in here. Now, this effectively, the Ice Crown will freeze everyone. Skarath will keep them crowd controlled kind of in a little bit circle, allowing the Awakened version of Entendre in the AoE abilities that she possesses to just absolutely destroy the formation. So it's super broken because, of course, the Ice Crown triggers when Goalless goes ahead and ults, and you'll see the Awakened version of Entendre as they're putting them all together. More crowd control going on right here, and boom, she is just running through them like crazy. One target that is left right here, she gets 5 kills, and look at the damage of this hero. It is kind of silly, guys. 3.4 trillion damage when literally she was the only one that was doing everyone. So the ability to crowd control your opponent within AFK Arena is the way you can progress in stages. Like we've said before, a majority of formations will have one damage dealer. In this formation, which is the Awakened version of Entendre, they will have one or more of our support heroes, which in this case is Shuna. And then we have Skarath in here, which of course is an older crowd control hero within AFK Arena. So it is the combination of having support, one solid damage dealer, and then of course crowd control that allows that. And of course, do not underestimate the power of the Ice Crown. You've seen the crowd control that it can perform. Very, very strong beast to have. Very early AFK Arena will do, of course, incredibly well. Now, second formation, again, a lot of players kind of wondering why we're only running 4 heroes within this formation. So this is Liberta and Lucilla with Nox. Nox is going to run around like crazy, like he always does, and he's super difficult to kill. If you fought him in Treasure Scramble, PvP, any game modes, he is super hard to kill. Mahira is going to, of course, do the Mesmerize, charming the entire enemy team and having them attack themselves. When they're not attacking themselves, they are actually going to be taunted up here by the Shroom Spooter, which means that they are literally just going to sit here and kind of melt their own team one by one by one. Now, one thing to remember is with Mahira, Mahira is an older hero. You can even have her at Mythic. It will work well. But overall, when it comes to this hero specifically, she is a hero that requires... you can see we're kind of chaining all of the resources here, going back and forth, and this one might be a defeat. But overall, this hero's Mesmerize effect, it doesn't have an effect on where you are within campaign formations, what your power is, what your power level is, what your level is. Anything of that nature doesn't make a difference to Mahira because fundamentally she still works the same. That is why even you'll see at this level of play, I mean, you're talking at what, a 360 level deficiency. She will still go in here. She will still perform exceptionally well for the simple fact that she works at a low level, a mid level, a high level, every single level. So essentially, they're going to have to come over and probably get out of the way of what's going on. You'll also notice in the back, and I'm just going to auto battle this while we kind of talk through it, is the Shroom Spooter will also make, and you've seen kind of a duplicate or a copy right there, and you can see it right in the back of Gwen. Now, that is another thing. The Shroom Spooter actually taunts to where that hero is, and right there is a shadow, essentially a secondary copy of a hero. You can see Liberta's available. They're in the line that we need them in. Mahira will only mesmerize the heroes that are in front of her. And there we go, a very easy kill in that one as well. And looking at the damage, again, the team 2.23 trillion, where you think of the other formation that took a crazy amount of damage, this one worked very well with that mesmerize ability. The reason why Mahira does work so incredibly well. Now, third one, looking at this one, we have Aethys as a tank. We also do have Chimera, the awakened version of Chimera. Now, she, of course, is going to perform a very cool ability when she kind of mirrors all of the enemies and they slowly blow them down and kill them down. Now, the big reason for this is the awakened version of Iran. This is going to be your crowd control. We have Villanelle in here, which of course is going to be the energy reduction. And then they're going to be coming in here shortly. So you'll see that right off the bat, Leica is not going to get pulled by Nara, because Leica enters the battle essentially later, and with the ultimate abilities, the Slumbering Seal is going to do a crazy amount of damage in this formation because the Slumbering Seal goes off ultimate abilities, and the Slumbering Seal is really considered the 6th hero within AFK Arena, just because the Seal is super, super broke, and you'll see just how fast the Seal ults over and over and over again. Now, of course, going through here, there is the massive awakened version of Iran Tornado, guys, pulling everyone and putting everyone right into here. Again, another one comes up. Crowd control locked in the back. We also do have Aethys providing the crowd control, again, locking everyone in the back of this formation, making it very easy. Now, looking at this one, you can see pretty decent damage. Slumbering Seal, boom, 2.81 trillion damage, 2.81. So the Slumbering Seal alone is eclipsing every other hero when it comes to damage. And again, when we think about Iran, we have crowd control. Aethys, we have crowd control. They come in with kind of that delay from Leica in the back row, giving the front row a big damage reduction, making this work super, super well in this formation. Then, of course, the favorite one, the all-knowing and all-winning Thorin Cheese. That's right. Through all of AFK Arena, when Thorin came out, when we started getting this signature items, which were like 5 years ago, Thorin was an absolute monster. So the way this one works, Zolrath is actually going to bring a delay, very similar ability they used when they did the awakened version of Leica. Pippa is going to teleport Thorin to the most densely populated area, which of course is going to be on the enemy side, which we'll see in just a minute. Rem is probably just going to move forward and die because we're reliant on that Thorin Cheese. And there we go. So Thorin's right in the middle. You'll see retaliation starts. Everyone clusters on him. Retaliation 1, Retaliation 2, and just like that, guys, Thorin Cheese works very, very first time, knocks out all of these targets, 3.51 trillion damage, which is kind of crazy when you think of the retaliation ability in here. However, he took 2.62 trillion damage with the retaliation. Now, he has a multiplication factor that shoots all of that damage back to the opponents, which again, looking here, 512 damage, 120, 25 billion, so a couple billion damage. That is the amplification factor that Thorin does have, and why the cheese works. You look here, 0-0, so no damage, that's it. No healing, that's it. Even looking at our first 3 targets, absolutely nothing at all. But Thorin retaliation, that is why it is known and will be known as the cheese. Now, of course, this one, we have the Panda in here. We have Lavatoon. We have Alna, which we talked about with Demia. Super strong when you run Demia with the Mahira artifact, the level 2 Mahira artifact. So she cheats death. She cheats death for the entire team. Alna gives the cheat death to Demia, keeping this entire team afloat the entire time. This, of course, is focused on the awakened version of Belinda just ulting. And you also notice Rain right up here. So Rain does a damage amplification on a target. So whatever target that does get hit with essentially the awakened version of Belinda's ultimate ability, it is going to take, and I believe it is 35% more damage. So going to move through the targets that much faster. And you'll notice that Lavatoon is dead. With Demia's ultimate ability, keeps them alive. Even looking at Rain, a couple other heroes that are dead almost in their entirety. But the way the synergy this team works, absolutely perfect, absolutely flawless to get through this one. And then, of course, Panda Dumpty right there protecting that awakened version of Belinda and allowing us to do just a crazy amount of damage in a very, very short amount of time. 3.8 trillion damage, which, of course, completes us in our victory, complete chapter 66. Let's see what this next chapter looks like, guys, because, again, I have never seen it. Next chapter, we'll scoot over on our map. Boom, the Phantom Lighthouse. So pretty cool there. Let's go ahead and hop into this one. And there, of course, is the lighthouse at the end. Have a couple guildies that are kind of working their way through here with their season 13 frames. But really cool. We'll go ahead. We'll collect some of our resources in here. and in making sure the campaign, you can see we started at 6640, went through 44, 48, 52, 56, and then 60. Look at this, 30 epic emblem chests and 20 red chests. Absolutely, I will take them. Thank you. Tier 4 stones, which don't make a difference. In here, we do get some Stargazer scrolls. And then, of course, completing Chapter 6, we get Tier 3 and Tier 4 stones. So I'm hoping there's going to be a point within AFK Arena that they do update the campaign in its entirety. But there we go, guys. This is what the new chapter is looking at. So we're going to have to get in here this week, finish out some of these stages. But guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.